Is this fun? CJ, what do you think? Is this a fun time? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Like I was saying, get yourself out there and go for a walk. Oh, so here we are at Brushy Creek Rec Area. This is gonna be over in westernish Iowa by Fort Dodge. I've been here last year with Jesse. We did the Lake Loop. There's 4 sections of trails here. In total, they claim 45 miles worth. I believe the lake last year was around 12 or 13 miles. Today should be anywhere from 10 to 12. I've kind of mapped it out, but there's a small network. I'll put it up here somewhere. There's a small network of trails, and so I just kind of picked out a route amongst the network and added it up on paper, and it should be 10 to 12 miles. So today should be a fun day. I'm excited to get back out on some Iowa trails, checking out what more of my state has to offer. But yeah, here we go. So here's something new. I failed to verify that my battery was charged in my camcorder. So that means we're gonna be using my camera to attempt to record this video. And I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. Alright, so lesson learned. This does not have an internal stabilizer like my camcorder does, which is why I like to use that. So there's a lot of camera shake involved. And when I move, even right now you can probably see a little bit, it's pretty touchy. But the trails, the grass has gone away. It went away real quick, so that must be just the entry where there's grass. Now that we're into the trail proper, you can kind of see it's turned into this well-worn, well-maintained dirt gravel mix that is very enjoyable. The miles are definitely moving along. I think I'm a little over 1.5 miles in already, so nice, smooth, relatively flat like most Iowa places. There's some mild hills, rolling hills, you know, Iowa, where it's like 20 feet up, 20 feet down, 30 feet up, flying out for a bit, you know, so. Yeah, nice peaceful little hike. Not a whole lot of wildlife I'm hearing though. So I haven't broken out the big lens yet. That is different carrying this baby on my stomach. It doesn't bob as much. I got the Mojo or Movo. I can't remember what it's called. It's on the bag that it stores in. Got it off Amazon. It's a knockoff of the Cotton Carrier, but holds it nice and rigid. I know I wore this in Colorado because I wanted my hands for trekking poles with the baby on my back, so I wanted that extra balance, and worked great then. So I'll probably be wearing this more often as long as I'm taking the big lens. Yeah. Happy to be out again. So we're out in the prairie area. The lake is just that way. You come out on the west side, on the very bottom of the lake trail, and only traverse it for a little bit before you head back south again, back into the mid trails. But the day's definitely warming up. It is definitely a lot sunnier. Like I said, we're out in the prairie section, so it's definitely more open. Yeah, enjoying the day a lot. Trying to get a few pictures of whatever I can. Broke out the big lens and just walked for a bit. Came across a deer, but it didn't let me get too close. Got a frog. Just anything I could find, I like to shoot. Practice more with that. Having fun today. Moving along at a good pace too. If I keep this up, I should be done earlier than I planned, and maybe have more time to spend the afternoon with the wife and the baby girl. All right, so let's get moving on. All right, so here's a water crossing. I'm not sure how well this is going to come through in video, but you see all those mosquitoes? Yay, fun times, huh? So, I opted not to try to cross that creek. And it was just a small spur trail that was going to be up and back. I think total distance was going to be like a mile up, mile back, so 2 miles there. So no matter what, I'm going to be coming back to the same point I'm at now and just continuing south from it. Yeah, so I'm going to cut off that little short wing and start heading south and continue on my way. Alright, so we're coming to an end of the easternmost trail. And I was curious because it goes along the road for a little bit before it goes back into the trees. But yeah, I didn't realize there was a little trail underneath the bridge here. So for those of you that aren't fans of the road walking, looks like the trail comes underneath. So yeah, because that's the road I took in. And then just over that hill is the campground, the horse campground. And then I know somewhere over in that area is the trail back into the trees. Alright, so I'm at the top of the day use trail, I think they call it. Day use area. Parking is like a mile past that tree line. Cemetery trail also comes out over there where those guys are coming out of. But it's kind of a Y, because Cemetery Trail also starts here. I'm going to take this way over. We'll meet up with Cemetery Trail. I was initially going to go that way, up and around and over, but those two horses there, the one in the rear, got really skittish with me. Oh, yeah, as they were headed down the way I was going to go. So since it's kind of a loop that meets up at the same junction point of 4 trails, I was like, I could just go straight and loop around this way. So we're wrapping up and we're way ahead of schedule. Alright, so here we are at the end of the trails, and there's a massive amount of horse dookie here. Whew. Now we're entering the campground. So this is it. This is almost the conclusion. Nice little trail. I like the mid, I like the north. Imagine I'll like the southern wings once I come back for those. I've got them on, loosely penciled into the camera for later this year. One's an 8 and one's 12. 20 miles of down and back. 20 miles is doable. It'll be a very long day. So we're gonna walk through the campground here, get back to the vehicle, I'll tally up the miles, pack up, start to drive home. Okay, so cutting off that little string in the northeast, little loop I created. But yeah, I came out with the 8 miles. 8 miles on the loop I ended up finishing. Like I said, great day. The weather stayed awesome. But yeah, definitely a super busy horse trail. Well worth the drive out, especially if you can link it all together and spend a couple days here. Once I get it all said and done and I'm familiar with the trails, and I don't need to haul around camera gear and just come out for a day of just hiking, then it would be interesting to see if I can do all 40 miles. I'm gonna guess 40 miles. I can create a solid loop of that in 2 days. I mean, it'd be 2 long, hard pushing days. But it'd be a challenge for me to set for myself, down the road. In fact, I will put together a short little circuit that I'd end up doing, knowing what I know so far, and see and put that number in the screen somewhere. Definitely get outside, get walking somewhere. So yeah, I managed to kill that battery. This one is already flashing at me. I was horrible about battery charging last night. That was completely my bad. Anyhow, like I was saying, get yourself out there and go for a walk.